welcome to the Yacht Talk podcast. Today we're recording episode number 1, how to choose your perfect yacht. So I'm here with Peter Lenton.
Hello.
And I'm going to be interviewing him, asking him a few questions, and we were gonna get his expert answers on the subject to help you choose the perfect yacht for you. So my first question, Pete, what are the benefits of new versus used yachts?
New versus used. Well, obviously on a new yacht, you've got some warranty, and a typical new yacht warranty, the typical one, is 12 months, and that covers everything aboard the boat. This does vary from manufacturer to manufacturer, but a new boat warranty covers usually 12 months, and then you have 12 months full coverage, and then you'll have often 5 years structural warranty. And like I say, all companies vary, all builders vary somewhat. Sometimes that warranty is transferable and sometimes not. But I suppose that would be the main thing between new and used is the new you get the warranty. Of course, new you're going to pay more and perhaps suffer some of that initial depreciation. Um, and buying a used boat, get it for a little better price. That's why you buy used. And those are the major differences. Warranty with the new, and price value of the used one.
Okay, great. So my next question. Are the costs of owning a yacht proportionate to their size? For example, at what size range would you need a captain and mate versus only captain or owner operator?
All right. Well, is the size of the yacht proportionate with the annual expense? Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, a 150-foot yacht with 15 crew is totally different from a 68-foot yacht that's owner operated. And that kind of answers your other question. What is that cut-off line? I think myself, I know, and the industry, I think considers it around that 68 to 70-foot mark. And most importantly, the people who usually decide what that cut-off point is the insurance company.
Oh.
When you go to get your insurance, you can't just buy a 70-foot or 100-foot yacht and say I'm driving it myself. Although it's in most parts of the world, or in America, it's legal to buy a boat and go out and drive it, but the insurance company won't let you because you can't get insurance unless you have experience with the boat. You've had boats before. But yeah, 68, 70 feet is a manageable size for an owner-operator. A good size to drive, a little too big to wash.
Yeah.
You might want to get somebody else to do that. But that cut-off size, 68, 70. And yeah, proportionate on size to cost, absolutely. The bigger the boat, the more it costs to keep, dockage, insurance, and not just bigger, but the value also.
And many of the costs are per foot, right? For example, docking.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely for docking, that is one thing that does go by the foot, and that's one of your, sometimes it's a big expense, and then you've got people who have their own docks. A lot of people keep the yacht behind the house. So then you haven't got that dockage expense. The main expense on a crew boat, let's just base it as a 100-footer, which in my opinion is the ideal size. If you're going to have crew, it's not too many crew, a couple, 2 to 3 people. 100 foot's a good size.
Okay, great. So Pete, which are the best kind of yachts for cruising on Bahamas?
Well, I suppose the main thing about the Bahamas, there's, all depends what kind of boat you want. Whether you're going sport fishing or out cruising on your motor yacht. But the most important thing to me in the Bahamas is the draft. Again, if we're talking boats to, from 70 feet to 130 feet, say, I think the Bahama Guide says that you should try and keep your draft to under 6'6". Feel more comfortable with 6 foot, but depending on the size of the boat. And obviously, sailboats with much greater drafts than that cruise the Bahamas all the time. But motor yachts, cruising the Bahamas, if you want to get close to the islands and go to those places that close up to the beach, or you're much better off with a shallower draft.
Mm-hmm. And the yachts, the bigger yachts cannot dock closer to the beach, right? So people have to get on the tender to go to the beach?
Yeah, anchor out. Big boats like that would anchor out and put the tenders in the water if you're having a little bit of a beach barbecue or something like that, yeah.
And what size boats can get closer to the beach? What size boats have to dock further away?
Well, again, it's not so much the size of the boat, it's the draft. It's the draft.
The draft.
Yeah, how close you can get, how deep the water is to get up close. And of course, on smaller boats, outboards and stuff, the tenders, you can slide them straight up on the sand and tilt the outboards up.
Cool. Which yachts are best for cruising in the Mediterranean?
Well, I'm not sure about an absolute best boat for the Mediterranean, but express boats are more popular there without the flybridges. They tend to do the yachting in the Mediterranean tends to be, from my observations and experiences, more daytimes or weekends, whereas in the States we tend to go to the Bahamas for, or Caribbean for a week, 2, a month, spend more time on the boat anyway. But you don't have, in the Mediterranean, you don't have the draft limitations as you do in the Bahamas. In the Caribbean, there's not the draft limitations as there are in the Bahamas either. You've got deep water there.
And what about the weather? Like in the Mediterranean, the weather is cooler, right? So they don't use flybridges so much for that reason, or is it not related?
No, not related. No,
so people do like express boats, but not flybridge. I mean, is that what you mean?
There's plenty of flybridge motor yachts there, but they do have it in the Mediterranean. You do see a lot more express boats. I mean, express boats in the US have been growing in popularity a lot over the last years. Over the last 20 years, you see a lot of express boats over here too.
I'm just wondering, is it that people in Europe prefer express boats because they travel longer distances in the ocean and they want to go faster?
No.
Or is it for the design?
Well, probably the exterior lines of the boat are a little sexier on an express boat, and but you don't get the interior volume that you do on a motor yacht. You get more space in a motor yacht.
Yeah.
When we're boating in the US on the East Coast anyway, if you want to cruise the intercoastal an evening out, go to a restaurant or something like that, or just it's blowing outside, so it's too rough, but you have guests, you want to go out or use your boat. If you cruise up the intercoastal, you have the advantage of not having to open all the bridges, on an express boat.
Yes. Yes, that's true. Saves a lot of time.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Which are the advantages and disadvantages of express cruises versus motor yachts?
Oh, I think I just talked about that one, didn't I? Yeah. No, there's there's advantages with both. Obviously, on any flybridge boat, whether it be a sport fisherman or a motor yacht, the visibility is better because you're higher up. You can see further. If there's lobster pots or debris in the water, or you're out at sea and you're looking for a landfall, Although you see it on the radar and everything else, you see it on the chart. It's just nice to see it. It actually is there, and you get to see it a little earlier on a flybridge boat than you do an express. Sometimes on the express boats, visibility at night is sometimes difficult. Because you're at that level, looking over the deck, you're lower down and you're looking through a windshield. So, visibility isn't as good on the express boats as a flybridge.
Interesting. And also what you said before about the space, right? That's
More volume,
important.
more volume in a motor yacht than an express boat. Yeah.
And speed.
Speed usually comes with the express boat.
Yeah.
As much speed as you want. You can look like you're going fast, or you can actually put the engines in that you are going fast.
Yeah.
And some people do like to go fast, on boats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yes. Not necessarily safe.
No, it's safe. Absolutely safe. I personally prefer going a little slower on a yacht, and the speed isn't that important to me. If I was in a hurry, I'd be in a plane.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so which are the benefits of enclosed or open bridge?
Well, enclosed and open bridges come on sport fishing boats and motor yachts. Most people like one or the other. They decide whether they like one or the other, enclosed or open. I'll talk about sport fishing boats. Generally, on a sport fishing boat, an open bridge, you feel like you're closer to the action. You can shout down to the cockpit below, and you're out in the weather, and you feel like you're closer to the action. Whereas on the enclosed bridge, it does tend to be more comfortable, especially on the motor yacht. If you are taking a motor yacht across the ocean, going to the Bahamas, on an enclosed bridge, if you sit on the fly bridge in an enclosed bridge, when you get to the Bahamas, you feel like you did fly there. You didn't come on a boat. Whereas, of course, if you're on a open bridge boat, you've got the wind in your hair, if you're lucky enough to have hair. And, it's more in the open, get a bit more sun and.
Yes, and also if it's raining, right, you can't use the fly bridge.
Oh, you can have an enclosure, but usually on a motor yacht at least, with a raised pilot house, you can go down below and drive it from inside. But yeah, in inclement weather, you're not going to be able to use the fly bridge.
Okay, next question.
Yeah.
Can I fish on a motor yacht, or do I need a fishing boat?
Well, do you think the fish know what you're driving?
No. I hope not.
Yeah, you can catch fish from a motor yacht, but it just doesn't have the equipment or the setup, the fish boxes, or the elaborate equipment that you have now to go fishing with the underwater cameras and ice machines that fill the fish boxes and all that kind of stuff. But I have fished on a 110-foot cockpit motor yacht. On a motor yacht, if you have a cockpit in fact, then you can usually have that last section of the boat dedicated to water sports, because it's at water level, transom door, and I've fished on some motor yachts with cockpits, and it's just fine.
Cool. So, how many staterooms do I need on my yacht?
Well, obviously, you've got to decide how you're going to use the boat, how long you're going to be staying on the boat, and how many guests, family, friends are going to be visiting you. You do have a lot of friends visiting you when you have a yacht. So
friends suddenly start coming out from nowhere, right?
So.
When you buy a yacht.
Yeah, I think so. But generally, talking about motor yachts, the 3, 4, or 5 stateroom. And it depends on your family setup. The same with the cabins. Do you want a queen berth in each cabin, or kids or grandkids coming along where you prefer a couple of cabins with maybe twin beds and bunk beds.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it really does depend on your family and friends situation how you can put it in a boat.
Okay. And what do you prefer? To have the crew forward or aft? What are the benefits or disadvantages of each?
I think like on everything about boats, there's a compromise. You know, with a benefit usually comes the opposite. But with crew aft, very popular over the last few years. You know, generally crew aft comes 100 foot and below for the crew aft. But the benefits of that are you do have more privacy and the crew cabin outside of the boat, at the back of the boat, and the crew has more privacy. And the crew, I think some of the advantage of crew aft is that crew can get up in the morning, wash the boat, get the boat ready for the trip that day. You know, they can get up and go out and have breakfast or come home, at night without disturbing the owners and guests. You have a separate entranceway and exit.
Mm-hmm.
That's an advantage. Most of the bigger boats, where you have an engineer, the engineer's cabin will be aft, and generally the crew's quarters are forward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and do you think there's any benefit to having the crew forward? Or would you rather have it aft?
Oh, I think it really depends on the size of the boat. On bigger boats, let's say on a 150 footer, you'll have the captain's cabin is next to the helm, which is a great
Mm-hmm.
place for it. On a larger boat, and you'll have the engineer's cabin will be aft, next to the engine room,
Mm-hmm.
which is where he needs to be. So engineer aft, captain on the flybridge, and the rest of the crew forward.
Mm-hmm.
Usually that's
Closer to the kitchen,
yeah,
right?
closer to the galley plate and
To the galley.
access to serving and
Mm-hmm.
working aboard the boat.
Mm-hmm.
That's for over 100 feet or over 130 feet, that kind of setup. But around 100 feet, you get them both ways. You get them with the crew's quarters aft or forward.
Okay.
So they both got pluses and minuses, like anything on the boat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
We'll have to ask crew what they prefer.
Yes. Right. They choose.
And the owners. And
They
the
make the
owners,
decision.
yeah.
So, talking about speed on boats, we touched upon this earlier. But what do you think is the ideal speed for cruising on a yacht?
Oh, I'm sure that lots of people will disagree with me, but I think 12 knots.
Okay.
10, 12, 15 knots is a comfortable speed for a large motor yacht.
And the reason
Well,
being to
saying
save diesel, or
large being, around the 100 foot to, or above. Yeah. But, the boat we're on now has a cruising speed of 20 knots. It's a 100-foot motor yacht has a cruising speed of 20 knots. But if you look at the computers on the engines and look at the history of how they were actually run, you'll find out that I think it's some averages like 85% of the time they're at that 10, 12 knot. If you've got a boat and you want to use it in the Bahamas, generally the captain and crew take the boat over there beforehand, and the owners and guests will fly in and meet the boat. Well, you don't really need to run the boat over there in a hurry and burn more fuel. Why? And put more wear on the engines. No need really. Go slower. But, that's the ideal speed for me in a motor yacht is 12 knots. But normally everybody wants to see that it does 15 to 20 knots. If you've got to get out of weather, if you just want to get home in a hurry, even if you don't run it at that speed, it's nice to know you have it.
of course.
When you do need it, if it's a big line of black clouds behind you, or
Okay, so basically it's to reduce costs and to prevent wear on the engine, that you would rather cruise at 12 knots and not faster.
And the boats are more comfortable. You know,
It
especially
doesn't move so much.
well, they're stabilized, but um, you know, you've got a lot of equipment inside the boat, and you know, there's no need to bounce it around. 10 knots and 12 knots, 15 knots, up to 15. In that range is a very comfortable speed. You know, you walk around, have a walk outside and see where the water is breaking, how far back from the bow, and if the boat's sitting comfortably. And usually, you know, that's at 12 knots. Most boats are at the most efficient hull speed.
Mm.
Motor yachts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Now, do I need to consider bridge height on the routes I plan to take?
Oh, I think I know what you mean. Like, yeah, of course. Yeah, if you, how would that apply? Well, yeah, if you, and there's a lot of boats in Michigan. A lot of people boat up there, and there's some bridge restrictions to get a boat to Michigan. Or if you're around South Florida, we've got an awful lot of bridges around along the intercoastal, all the way up the east coast of the U.S. So yeah, um, all of those bridges on the intercoastal open. But of course, yes, you would consider navigation limitations when you're buying a boat. Not just bridge height, but let's say, you know, if your dock, if you have 5 feet of water at low tide on your dock, you don't want to buy a boat with 7 foot draft because at low tide you're sitting on the bottom.
Of course.
Yeah.
And when you're choosing your yacht, which is like the limit height that usually gets under most bridges?
Oh, they're all different, and they open as well.
Okay.
So you know you can
So it's not an important factor to consider when buying a boat?
Not the height.
Okay.
Not the height, really.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, there are a few places. Let's say you're restricted by the height of a bridge that goes into the area where you keep it. Obviously, you know, take that into consideration. Make sure that you can get back to where you're docked.
Yeah. And talking about docks, where is the best place to keep a yacht?
The best place to keep a yacht, in a marina.
Okay.
You know, behind your home. If you have a home on the water, a lot of people like to keep it behind their home. But I'm not sure if I understand. Like, what do you mean by the best place to
For
keep
example, is it better if you have the option to dock your boat at a marina
Yeah.
or at your own dock? And if price is not the problem, what is better? Is it better to be at a marina because you have all the services there and people watching for your boat?
Well, that's true. I think, you know, if you have your own dock, I'll throw a couple of things out there my experiences taught me. If you have your own dock, obviously you want to keep it there because you don't want to spend, you know, $1.50 a foot a day keeping it over at the marina. But I have had clients who keep their boat at marina and not at their dock because when it's sitting at their dock, it blocks their view.
Oh, okay.
I had a client who moved their boat to a marina because of that. That's a couple of people have told me they used their boat more when they had it at marina than they did when it was behind their house. And probably the reason for that is because you have it there all the time and you can look at it and you know you can just walk to the bottom of it. Whereas when it was in a marina, they enjoyed the whole thing about going down the marina with the family, going on the boat, and it was more of a vacation. You can't really take a vacation on your boat when it's tied up at the bottom of the garden.
Yeah. And sometimes marinas have amenities, right?
Oh,
like
yes,
resorts
some beautiful
and
marinas,
pools
yeah.
and
Absolutely.
and
yeah.
it's like a place to socialize as well.
Oh, absolutely. Right? They're resorts. Marina and resorts. Here in town in Fort Lauderdale, Bahia Mar, you know, Pier 66.
and Fisher Island in Miami.
Oh, of course, yeah. In Miami, there's a lot of lovely marinas with great facilities. You know, yeah.
Awesome.
And some of the marinas not only have facilities for the owners and guests, resorts and marinas like Ocean Reef, very popular at the top of the Keys, but a lot of the marinas have facilities for the crew. They have their own areas, little fun areas that they can hang out in, captain and crew lounges.
So, Pete, is there anything else you would like to add? What would you recommend to someone who is trying to figure out what kind of boat to buy? Is there any advice you would give to someone, like after everything we talked already? Is there anything else you could add?
As selfish, yes, find a yacht broker is a good idea. Don't try and do it yourself. There's people out there with a lot of experience that can answer a lot of the questions for you and direct you to the right boat.
So that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and please send us your comments, rate us, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.